But another DC thing that that's annoying me that people keep talking about is the Snyder cut of Justice League. Right now, for those who don't know, it's a very tragic thing. During the production of Justice League 1, his director, Zack Snyder's daughter, passed away. And obviously, he wasn't going to come back to work during that because he's more important things to deal with. So it was taken over by that scumbag, Joss Whedon, and a big pile of shit came out in the cinema, ironically, the same one that I seen Hellboy in. And it was fucking horrible. It almost killed the DC franchise again. But now in 2021, which is next year, if you didn't know, they're doing a 4-hour-long version of the original take of the fucking Justice League. Now, everyone's all so excited about it, like, oh, God, this is going to be great. This is going to be perfect. It's like, is it? Because he did fucking Man of Steel, which was shit. He did fucking Batman v Superman, which I've seen more interesting deleted scenes than that whole film. Mm-hmm. And now everyone's pretending to be interested in this 4-hour-long version. What is your take on the Snyder cut?
I don't think I think earlier when I was talking about understanding the tone of the character, I don't think he understands the tone of Superman at all. You know, Superman's the good guy. You know, even in Man of Steel, I never got the feeling like that this is the most iconic superhero of all time. I never really got that. There was visual moments, of course, and I think that's where he does good. He does create these visual, moments and scenes in a movie that kind of, when you're watching a trailer, you're like, oh my God. But now when you're going to sit down for 2 hours, you got to flesh it out a little bit. And that's where I think Snyder's weaknesses comes in, fleshing out the characters and that sort of thing. And like Batman versus Superman, they put 3 different stories all into one movie, 3 powerful stories. Because what made Batman versus Superman work in the books is that they had known each other for years. And then when they met in The Dark Knight, a graphic novel, they finally fought. It wasn't like they met and started fighting on day one, and so you kind of miss that in that movie, that these guys are just going to meet and hate each other right off the bat. Then you got the introduction of Wonder Woman, which I don't mind introducing Wonder Woman in a smaller role. But then when you're going to bring her to fight Doomsday, it's like, okay, well, now we got Wonder Woman. Well, Wonder Woman is an event in and of itself. So you got that. And then Doomsday. Doomsday is a whole movie. You don't have Doomsday just as the third act of a fucking movie. Doomsday is a movie. So it was just, they just swung for the fences, which, I can applaud them for that. But, we lost who Batman was. We lost who Superman was. We fucking lost who Doomsday was. You got this Lex Luthor character who thinks he acts more like the Joker than he does Lex Luthor. So they kind of really changed him. There was just so much that was just thrown at you at once. It was just tough to deal with. And kind of the same thing with the Justice League. You never really sympathized or felt for any of those characters. You brought in this new version of the Flash. Just a little quirky little kid who didn't act like any Flash we'd ever seen. So that was kind of odd. You got this new version of Aquaman. So it's just like you're going to change all of the characters that were successful for all of these years. You want to change every single one of them. Well, there's a reason they're successful. So maybe play off that a little bit. You can update and modernize them a little bit, like they modernized Aquaman. It's like, okay. But if you're going to just change every damn body, then just call it something else. Don't call it Justice League. Make up your own damn team name. So I'm hoping that with the extra time allotted and, they're not going to have to deal with, I know they lost Henry Cavill, whatever his name is. And then he had to do the fake mustache scene. Like, even when you're watching Justice League, you're seeing this Bush League CGI effect of this guy's lip, and it was just fucking distracting that I'm watching Superman and he's got this fake lip thing going on. It bothered the hell out of me. It just looks so Bush League, and then keep in mind, while this is happening, Marvel is putting out hit after hit after hit. So comic fans, they're comparing the two. And you kind of shouldn't do that. They're their own thing. It's like when you compare, you know, a Ring of Honor or Impact to WWE, you're comparing them to this monster, right? You kind of got to be careful about doing that, because it's going to be hard to compare him to the monster every single time. But I hope that the Snyder Cut is going to be good. Is that going to be in a movie, or is it going to be an HBO thing? I thought it was going to be an HBO Max thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a 4-part miniseries.
Oh, okay, four. I got you.
But the thing about Snyder that I don't get is I think he's made some of the worst films ever made. Like,
such as?
He did a thing called Sucker Punch, which I'm not even being a snowflake. I think it should be banned. Because it's like 2.5 hours long of, in every scene, a woman is either beaten, groped against her will. Then it cuts to an action scene that basically, I've seen less butt shots in a colonoscopy camera.
Yeah.
And it keeps happening in every scene. And it's like, who the fuck? It's like some nerd going, I like the Beatles. Let's get a dance music version of the Beatles and we'll put it in the movie. And that's what that Sucker Punch was shit. I didn't like Watchmen. I thought 300 was shit. The only thing he's done that I liked was The Dawn of the Dead.
I love 300, and I like The Watchmen. The Watchmen was just different. I'm the biggest Watchmen fan in the world. And I saw what they did, that, you know, he tried to make an action movie out of The Watchmen, and the books aren't necessarily an action book. But if you kind of would have, you know, if you would have told that story from the book in that 2.5 hour time frame, I think that was going to be difficult anyway. You know, he tried to spice it up, and I see what he was going for. So I didn't actually hate it as much as some people did. But I like 300, but I've never seen Sucker Punch. I guess I'll put that on my list of things not to watch.
Yeah, you do what or unless you make a whole night of it and watch Sucker Punch, Hellboy, and Baywatch.
Okay.
And I'd rather watch the video from The Ring.